Good evening, welcome to tonight's Common Council meeting for Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Clerk will call the roll, please.
Tauschek.
Here.
Herman.
Here.
Matsdorf.
Here.
Gilson.
Yeah.
Hildebrand.
Here.
Pankwitz.
Here.
Shilsky.
Here.
Nelson.
Here.
Let the record show we have a quorum. Next to the pledge, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda. The chair will entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Nelson.
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Matsdorf.
Yes.
Pankwitz.
Yes.
Tauschek.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Shilsky.
Yes.
Gilson.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. Next item is the audience portion where we ask people to sign in and be recognized by the chair. That's where you do the talking and we do the listening. And tonight, two people signed up, and I'm sorry, I gave you the list already.
You want me to call him?
Debbie Clark,
Yep.
thank you. I apologize.
I am here to request that, I called John to ask him about what the procedure would be. The police department, the safety committee, whoever needs to look into this, the crosswalk that is, where, Eastern Avenue and South Street, the intersection kind of across from the Richter Building, is dangerous. And my granddaughter was in that crosswalk yesterday, and Mr. Nicklaus made eye contact and kind of waved her across, and a guy decided that even with no turn signal that he must be turning left on South Street, because that's exactly where that darn crosswalk is. Came around behind on the right side, passed, hit her, and she flew 22 feet into the middle of the road. She's okay. Bumped, bruised, and kind of freaked out about the entire thing, of course. And so my husband just happened to have a meeting with Josh McDowell, who owns Vector Bike Shop, and was right on that. He said there are accidents there a lot. And so it's just not a safe place to have a crosswalk that's labeled like that, because if somebody stops, people think they're turning left on South Street. So nobody, and you can't see, when you have a big pickup truck there, you can't see somebody who's, 5'3" walking across the street. So I'm just requesting that this get looked into. I would hope that crosswalk would be just completely removed from that place, moved somewhere else, eliminated. Because you can really go down a little ways and cross at the stop and go light at North Street. So it's just, I'm thankful here today that she didn't get killed, because she certainly could have been. And I think the setup there is really poor. So that's my request. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Glad she's doing okay.
Thank you.
Next person that signed up to talk tonight is John Bender. John?
Yes, thank you. I'm here on behalf of the League of Men Voters. Men are members now, and I'm one of those. I'm here to ask the city to do some updating on their voter information section of the website. I know I visit the website and the Facebook page a lot, and I think other people do the same. And especially with the busy year next year with elections, I think we're going to have more people visiting the website to check out what's going on as far as elections are concerned. And in fact, the elections, the process starts in 2.5 weeks. December 1st People take out nomination papers, they have to be in by the early part of January. And then if those are okay, we have the list of candidates that are going to be on the city's offices that are up for election. I think it's important to, if you go on the site, you can see the list of council members. I think it would really be good if we had their ending term. When does their term end? That should be listed. So if there are folks out there that are interested in running, they can go to the website and right away see where there's going to be openings for the next year's elections. So that would be a good addition to that website. Another one would be once the January nomination papers are approved or okay, I think it would be good to have a tab that lists the people that are candidates for the upcoming spring election. And the reason for that is because the league has a website called Vote for 11. It's kind of like My Vote Wisconsin that a lot of people use, but it has the added feature of inviting candidates to respond to a questionnaire so citizens can go to that website and learn a little bit about the candidates that are running for the different positions besides maybe a newspaper or whatever. But it's just another resource for candidates. So the league goes about contacting the 39 clerks we have in Sheboygan County. We've got the county clerk, we've got 3 city clerks, we've got 10 village clerks, we've got 15 township clerks, and then we also have 9 school districts in the county, so you have those clerks. So those people we contact. If we can't find the information on the website, we contact them for that information that I just mentioned to you. And then finally, I think it's important that once the elections are, it's important when the year starts, that we as soon as possible get the list of all the elections on the website with the early voting times that are going to happen for each of the election periods. There's going to be probably 4 elections next year. So I think that's important for people to see that as soon as possible. So 3 things. Think about putting down the term ending for the city council members. List the people that finally, after you approve the nomination papers, list them on your website. And then the last thing is, as soon as possible, get the information out about voting times for all those different elections that are going to happen next year. So thank you. Think about it.
Thank you. We appreciate it when citizens come forward and talk to the council and tell us things that you would like to have us discuss and possibly act on. Thank you. Moving on to item 5, no items were removed from the consent agenda. Item 5 is not needed. Going on to item 6. I declare a public hearing open for resolution number 15, resolution adopting the annual budget, making appropriations, and levying 2024 property tax. I'll start it off with a comment from our city administrator, Tim Blakesley, and then the chair will open it up for public comment for whoever wants to add anything to it. This is not a debate tonight, so we ask that you stick to the budget items or concerns that you might have, and then certainly the council can add in as well. With that, Tim?
Sure. So the Finance and Personnel Committee reviewed the 2024 annual budget during 3 work sessions during September and October. During this committee, we discussed services, projects, impacts on the levy, tax rates, and utility rates. Really, you have the budget document in front of you. We've kind of reviewed that in detail at the meeting. The first 3 pages of that document provide a detailed summary of the budget. But just sort of high level for the council and the audience. Overall, we're going to see a 2.14% levy increase over 2023. That's $100,000. In comparison, the 2023 budget had a levy increase of 3.64, so a little bit lower levy increase this year. The assessed tax rate this year is going from 5.74 per thousand to 5.92 per thousand. That's an increase of 3.14%. To put that in perspective, an average home valued at $200,000 will see a property tax increase from just the city portion of about $54 per year. So that's about $4.55 per month. We are not anticipating a water or wastewater utility rate increase this year. However, we are going to submit for an electric utility rate case in sometime in 2024. That, depending on the Public Service Commission, may not be implemented until 2025. We do recommend a 4% wage increase and a continuation of the police union contract. There are several targeted increases included in the budget for certain positions. Those will be addressed at the wage resolution at the next meeting. I did want to just make a quick note that our building inspector is retiring next year. He is contracted. The budget does anticipate bringing that position in-house. So that's the only personnel change next year. Other than that, no significant changes from the previous budget work sessions. There's been some minor dollar tweaks here and there as we get more refined numbers from the state on some of the aid numbers. Certainly, the city and utility are continuing to deal with high inflation and lead times, so we'll be coming to you likely earlier for projects, for equipment, as we have to get in line for those, as you know, things are 1 year, 2 year, 3 years out. But overall, I believe the 2024 budget really places the city in great financial shape, balancing resident needs and costs, and then proactively addressing our needs here affecting Plymouth. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Tim. As I said, this is a public hearing, and anybody who wants to address the city budget, they're welcome to do so and be recognized by the chair. I would like to take the time to thank Tim and your staff and all employees for the hard work that they put into the budget. All of us up here realize the mountain of work that goes into it, and we do appreciate it. And unfortunately, not everything that each department would like to have, they get. It's a matter of prioritizing. So we do appreciate their efforts to that extent. Any other comments from anybody? I declare the public hearing closed. The chair will entertain a motion on resolution number 15, levying 2024 property tax.
Mayor, I would move that we approve resolution 15 on the annual budget.
I would second that.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Shosky,
Yes.
Penkwitz,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Tauschek,
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 7, resolution number 16, adopting redevelopment plan number 4, designating redevelopment boundaries, declaring need for rehabilitation. Again, I'll ask Tim Blakesley, our city administrator, for a brief summary, please.
Sure. So redevelopment plan, project plan number 4, is a project plan with the RDA. The RDA must approve a project plan prior to moving forward with various projects. Project plan number 4 is a two-parter. It is the Pocket Park project that is taking place down in Stair Park, and then the Antoinette the Cow repainting and signage improvements. As you might recall, at one of the prior meetings, we did authorize council to take on any costs incurred until this project plan was approved. We did have to go through a public hearing project at the RDA. No cost at this point for the Pocket Park project have been incurred, but those will be coming shortly. In fact, we anticipate the Pocket Park, the hardscape work even starting this year if there's nice weather continues before the snow falls. The Antoinette the Cow repainting has been completed, and the RDA at the last meeting did approve an upgraded sign, and that will be happening pending approval of this resolution tonight.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
I'll move that we adopt resolution number 16 for the redevelopment plan number 4.
Second, that's right.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please. Anna?
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Penkwitz,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Tauschek,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Shosky,
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, ordinance number 10, amending section 2-4-7 of the City of Plymouth Code of General Ordinances regarding the Parks Committee. Tim Blakesley will give us a brief summary. Tim?
Sure. So the City of Plymouth does currently have a Parks Committee that meets quarterly. Several years ago, the Parks Committee was reconfigured from a Parks Board, which does have some statutory authorities, to a Parks Committee, which is primarily a recommending body. The committee has had limited items to discuss, and the Parks Committee met recently and addressed this topic, and the consensus of the group was to move to an as-needed committee. It would be anticipated that this Parks Committee would meet on larger parks projects. Say you have a large playground, or maybe we're doing some improvements to city parks, so they would meet regularly to discuss those and make recommendations. Or if the Common Council assigned a topic for the committee to provide a recommendation. So that's the primary goal of this ordinance. It cleans up some of the text language. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss ordinance number 10, amending section 2-4-7.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 10, amending section 2-4-7 of Plymouth Code General Ordinances.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Gilson.
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes.
Tauschak.
Yes.
Hildebrand.
Yes.
Herman.
Yes.
Mattsdorf.
Yes.
Shilsky.
Yes.
Penquitz.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to item 9, new business. Item A, extraterritorial survey map seeking approval, part of the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of section 32, town 15 north, range 21 east, town of Plymouth, Sheboygan County, Wisconsin. Tim, you want to give us a brief comment on that?
Sure. So the property owner, which is the Abraham Trust, would like to divide a portion of this parcel, which is 590-162-21910 in the town of Plymouth. We serve as the plat review jurisdiction for this property. The CSM is attached. The Plan Commission at the meeting in early October did unanimously recommend the CSM as presented.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss on the approval of extraterritorial survey map as indicated.
I'll make a motion to approve the exterior survey map as stated. I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Moving on to item B, approved donation from Lions Club and Plymouth Youth Athletic Association, PYAA, for Lions Park. I'll ask Tim to introduce it, and we do have some representatives this evening in the audience, and the chair will give them a chance to add any comments that they want or address any specific questions if the council so wishes. Tim?
Sure. So I'll just give a brief summary. I don't want to steal the thunder of the Lions Club and PYAA that can provide a rundown of the project, but they are going to initiate a maintenance upgrade project for Lions Park. This is going to consist of new siding, soffits, fascia for the bleachers, concession stand, scoring booth, and shed, new overhead doors for the concession stand and shed, new scoring booth stairs, new concession stand, interior cabinets, countertops, and sink, new epoxy flooring for the concession stand and bathrooms, and new partitions for the bathrooms. So this would be approving a donation from the Lions Club and PYAA. The estimated cost of this project is $102,628. So obviously would like to thank the Lions Club, and it sounds like, Mayor, if you want to have them kind of run down the project, happy to have that.
Sounds good, thank you. I would like to make the comment that as a donation and no city funds are invested in this whatsoever, the rules of competitive bidding are not required by city code or probably county or state, whatever it is. So just an FYI on that. So we would be approving, in other words, accepting the donation.
Correct, accepting the donation.
Is what we'd be looking at. So I'll leave it open to either Lions or PYAA, whoever wants to go first, and identify yourself for the audience, and thank you.
Sure, I'll go first. My name is Gary Balthus. I'm the immediate past president for Plymouth Lions.
With me, I've got some of the Lions Club members, and also PYAA members as a supporting cast. Tim described the project pretty well. Just a little background. Next year will be the Lions Club's 60th anniversary for Plymouth Lions. At our 50th anniversary, we funded and kind of initiated the Stater Park Playground, which, in our opinion, really kind of spearheaded all the improvements that the city contributed to and really changed that little area of town for the better. Our 60th anniversary won't be quite that extensive. That was a pretty major project. But nonetheless, we felt that we wanted to do something. That's what we do our fundraising for, is to support programs, for the most part within the city. And so we've gotten together with PYAA. We've been meeting for several months to kind of define the project. We had a much larger scope in the beginning in mind, but we just didn't think that we could swallow the amount of funding that the whole project would require. But the siding in particular is really in need of upgrade. We have in past years painted or stained that siding, but there are, if you look at it, it doesn't take even a close look to realize that that wood won't take another coat of paint. What wood is left in some cases is pretty bad. The concession stand could also use some upgrading and just needs some freshening up. So the scope that Tim relayed is pretty accurate. It's basically what we are looking to do. We have gotten some competitive bids, only a couple, because when we asked others, I think most of the contractors are more interested in other projects, bigger projects, so we didn't get too many. We have selected to use Lakeshore Carpentry, which is owned by Andrew Mass. And they will be doing the project. They also built the concession stand that's at the Plymouth High School baseball plant. So it's a similar type of project. As Tim said, the project estimate was $102,000. Lakeshore Carpentry has offered to give us a $10,000 deduct if Lions and PYA will assist in the demolition, which we will do. And also, he feels pretty strongly that he will be able to get a $2,500 donation from Torganol, who would be supplying the floor, basically giving us the in-kind flooring for free. So that would bring the whole project down into about the $85,000 range. We have, Plymouth Lions Club has approved a contribution of $80,000 for the project. PYAA has approved a contribution of $15,000, so we feel that we pretty well covered the cost plus any contingencies that might arise. And if there is a balance that we would commit to doing whatever fundraising is necessary to cover that balance. As I said, the project in the beginning did have a larger scope, but we backed off on that a little bit. One of the items that's notable, I think, is that we do have a little bit of a problem occasionally at the park with sewer backup. There's a holding tank situation there, but I just wanted to bring that up because we worked with Kathy Austin and some of the folks at the city pretty closely, and actually it's gotten much better. They've helped us. There's been a couple of new fixtures installed. The problem seems to be working right now, so we are hoping to avoid that smelly issue going forward. So we're here to just kind of tout our horn a little bit and just say that we're proud to do these things. This is why Lions Club exists, is to help, at least in Plymouth, to do things for the youth, do things for education, to do things for those who are blind or handicapped or hearing impaired, as the case may be. And so this sort of fits the bill, particularly with regards to the kids. And this park has our name on it. We just felt like this is the time to step forward and continue to support that park, which we're pretty proud of within our club. And it has wide support for us to do that. So hope that you'll allow us to go forward.
Thank you very much. PYA, do you want to make a comment?
Sure. I'm Mike Ames. I'm with the board of PYAA. First and foremost, Jerry did a really great job selling this, so I don't have a lot to add. I think it's really important to thank the Lions Club, to thank Kathy and team. PYAA is a primary user, and it's not us, but we help govern the kids in the program that play at Lions Park has been a gem in this community for a long, long time. We get feedback from surrounding communities about what a great baseball diamond that is. Well, that gem needs a little bit of polish. So we're here today to ask for that support because we can return it back to that state. There's a lot of volunteer hours that go into the makeup of the field and keeping it in good playing condition. And it just shines throughout the community. I understand it's just about baseball or softball, but from the kids and the opportunity to play on a field that's that nice and that well maintained, it is just something that you can't replace. So our ask, and we've got everybody here in kind of support and hope for your approval.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? We have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
I don't think we have a first and second yet.
Oh, my apology. Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
I move we approve the donation to the Lions Club and the PYAA to move forward on the improvements.
I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. Now, any discussion? Thank you. Roll call, please.
Penquitz,
Yes.
Shilsky,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Tauschek.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you very much to both organizations. Do fine work. Thank you. Moving on to item C, agreement with Kapoor Engineering for design and engineering for 2024 street project. I'll call on Director Kathy Austin to tell us what this one's about.
Thank you. So as identified in the approved 2024 budget and the capital plan that was just approved tonight, the street project for next year, street and utility project for next year has been identified as Forest Avenue. So that'll go from North Street to Highway 67, North Milwaukee. So the hope is that Kapoor, we can approve this contract tonight. Kapoor can do their survey before snow falls, get design work, and then we can be out for bid in the late parts of January, early February to hopefully secure better pricing.
Thank you. The chair will entertain a motion so we can discuss.
I'll move that we approve the agreement with Kapoor Engineering for design and engineering for the 2024 street project.
I'll second.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll, please.
Gilson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Tauschek,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf,
Yes.
Shilsky,
Yes.
Penquitz.
Yes.
Motion carried, thank you. This next item will be entertaining a motion to go into closed session, which means we have to clear the room. So we thank you all for coming this evening and appreciate your comments. Let the record now show that we're back in open session. The chair will entertain a motion on closed session.
Mayor, I'll move that we approve an agreement with Walmart for evaluation.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second to approve the negotiated agreement with Walmart. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Shilsky,
Yes.
Pankwitz,
Yes.
Gilson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yeah.
Tauschik,
Yes.
Hildebrand,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Matsdorf.
Yes?
Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you all. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it.
Thank you, everybody.